Hi students, good morning. I welcome you all for the today's session. Today we are going to see the second chapter from our supplementary reader It So Happened. The title of the story is Children at Work. Let's see about the author's description now. Children at Work is a story written by Geeta Wolf, Anushka Ravishankar, and Arjit Sen. This story has been taken from the book From Trash. It's all about on rack picker children and recycling. So this story picturizing about the children who are picking rags, and the story focuses on the lives and living conditions of slum children. So this story showing the living conditions of the slum children. Here slum children means the children were under poverty. So this story teaches us to be emphatic with these children. Emphatic means express something clearly. Emphatic and both sympathetic and empathic with these children and help them. Sympathy means feeling or expressing liking on others. Here we should show love and affection towards the poverty lined children, that is the slum children who are picking rags, and we should help them. Look at the picture. Here you can see two pictures on the screen. In one picture you can see a happy classroom and joyful learning is taking place, and the students are sitting in a circle and listening to the lesson with the help of their teachers. But sadly, the second picture shows a contrast, and the contrast is you can see the child laborer and you can see the pain in his eyes and the burden that the small child carrying on his back. So today we are going to study the lesson Children at Work. Students, there are many reasons why children have to work. Although a child laborer is banned, but still at many places children are working. But why do they work? Sometimes they work in order to support their family because they are living in poverty. And sometimes children leave their homes because they are unhappy and have to leave the unhappy surrounding of their home. Now they have to work independently for themselves. So for that they have to work independently for themselves. These children who are working and they can't go to school especially and cannot be happy children. They can't be a happy children like the children of their age. So this story Children at Work is all about child laborer. The characters of the story Children at Work, these are the main two characters of the story. First character, the protagonist Velu, he was 11 years old boy, and the second character Jaya, she was a rag picker. Before getting to the story, let's see the warm-up area before you read. There are many reasons why children have to work. Some help their family make a livelihood. Others who run away from unhappy homes need to support themselves. Children who have to work can't go to school and play like other children of their age. This was the warm up area. Here you can see that the child laborer, how they are become as a child laborer and why they are. These are the reasons that the children are working in so many places. So these are the reasons for that. First part, let's see the first part of the story. So as I told you, Velu, the protagonist of our story, an 11-year-old boy who runs away from his home. He wanders around for hours before getting into a train from Chennai without a ticket. Tired and hungry, he doesn't know where to go, and when a stranger at the station shouts a word of welcome. This was the first part summary. Let's move on to the story now. When the Kanyakumari Express pulled in at Chennai Central, it took Velu some time to get off. When he finally stood on the platform, his legs felt wobbly. Wobbly means here unsteady. The meaning is there at the bottom. As if he was still on a moving train. Oh, out of the way. A porter went by with a loaded trolley. Velu jumped aside. He sat on a bench on the platform, putting his small bundle down. In all his 11 years, he had never seen so many people except once a year at the fair in his village. Here, fair means it's a shopping area, it's a place where people sell things in one place. People walked by, bumping into him with their suitcases. A voice announced something on a loudspeaker. Near him, a group of people sat on. This was from the first page of your story, Children at Work. Let's see the pictorial representation of this passage. Let's see the explanation of the first page. So here, as I told you, the Velu protagonist, he was the main character of the story. He was an 11 years old boy who had run away from home. What is the reason behind this? His father was a drunkard. Drunkard means a person who always used to drink. His father used to beat him and his sister also. And he used to snatch. Snatch means getting off every money what they earned for a day. Velu was really fed up with the day-to-day abuses and he decided to run away from his home. He walked all the day in Kannur, a district in Tamil Nadu, and later he boarded Kanyakumari Express. He reached Chennai Central in the Kanyakumari Express without ticket. Why? He had to do so because he had no money. He escaped the ticket collector's notice. He escaped from the eyes of the ticket collector because he did not come to that unreserved compartment. As he reached the Chennai Central Station, it's a huge railway station. His legs felt wobbly. I told you unsteady. Wobbly means unsteady, as if he was still standing on the moving train. He was waiting on the moving train to go get in. It was because of tiredness, weakness, and fear. Then he sat on the bench on the platform with a small bundle beside him. Bundle is that his luggage. Velu saw people in a rush with their suitcases. They were running with their suitcases. Now, Velu on the platform. A loudspeaker was shouting with announcements. Some people were watching a big TV screen. Some were sitting on the platform. In his bundle, he carried a shirt, towel, and a comb. He was very hungry. For 2 days, he hadn't eaten nothing but some peanuts and piece of jaggery. He was sitting near the door and tried to sleep there, but group of men playing cards and shouting throughout the night, making it impossible for him to sleep. The crowd and the way people looked up him made him miserable. Miserable means ori. Now the second character, Jaya, the rag picker, she is getting insight into the story. Velu meets Jaya. Suddenly, he heard a rough voice calling him and he woke up. He saw a girl around his own age wearing a long banyan that came down to her knees. Her hair was stiff and brownish, and she had a huge sack on one shoulder. She was picking up dirty plastic cups from the floor and stuffing them into her sack. Let's see the continuation of the first part. Here the girl Jaya, rag picker, who is stuffing the dirty plastic cups into her sack. Why she is calling me? Thought of Velu. And why is the girl wearing a banyan? Is his question. No need to stare stupidly. What's your name? Velu muttered. Velu looking away. So, Mr. Velu, said the girl, looking at his bundle. Run away from home? Velu didn't answer. He didn't want to tell some strange girl what had done. He had run away because he couldn't stand for his father beating him for one more day. His father would snatch away all money Velu and his sister earned and spend it on drink. Don't think I don't know. This place is full of children like you. So what you're going to do here? Become rich? She sat down next to him. Velu shifted away slightly. He felt hunger pinching him and pressed his stomach with a grimace. Hungry. Grimace means here twisted expression on the face due to pain. The explanation, the glossary and the meaning is there at the bottom. Hungry, asked the girl. You won't get food by sitting here glumly. Glumly means sadly. Making faces. I can find some if you want. So she's just come forward to help him and to give something to him for eating. He picked up her sack. She picked up her sack and started to walk away. Velu stayed on the bench. What should he do? Should he follow this girl? Where was she going to take him? She was disappearing in the crowd. So he had to make up his mind quickly. All right, he decided. At last, he decided to go along with the girl, Jaya. Anyway, I have no idea where to go. He jumped up and ran after her. She wasn't even looking back to see where he was. This was the conclusion of the first part. Let's see the picturization and explanation now. So here the girl Jaya is calling Velu, hey here, why she's calling me? So immediately she just Velu, he just stared at her, why she's calling me, and why the girl is wearing a banyan. This was the question that shooted on his mind immediately. Velu stared at her vacantly, showing no interest. Vacantly means showing no interest. Then she asked his name. Velu didn't answer. He didn't want to tell some stranger girl that he had run away from home as he could not stand his drunkard father's beating him for one more day. His father would snatch away all the money which Velu and his sister earned and spend it on, and his father spent it on drinking. She replied that this place is full of children like you, and asked him about his plan, but he didn't answer. He didn't open his mouth. He doesn't want to say anything. He doesn't want to say the secret of him. He doesn't want to share his own secret to anybody. When he felt hunger pinching him, the girl told him that she could find some food if he wants. So she started to asking and speaking with him. He tried to give some food for him if he want. She told him that he won't get food sitting here glumly. Glumly means sadly. Without anything, without saying nothing to me, if you're sitting here, definitely you will not get any food. This was the answer given by the girl. The girl was a rag picker. Rag picker means person who collects and sells rags, that is waste material. So here she picked her sack and she moved away. She started to move from the place. Velu thought she was his only hope. So Velu decided to go along with her, because without anything, if he sat there, definitely he will be died. So he needs some food now. So Velu tried to follow her. So he followed her at last. Let's start the part 2 area of the story. Let's see the summary of the part 2 now. Velu follows his friend through the crowded streets to a big building. Behind the building, there was a big garbage bin. Garbage means dustbin, where people used to drop all the unwanted things, waste things inside. So it is called garbage bin. Velu wonders why they are there at all. So this was the summary of the part 2. Let's move on to the explanation. Here he caught up with a girl, and as she was leaving the station, when they got to the road, Velu found that the vehicles kept coming and never stopped for anyone. That means it is too crowded and full of traffic. Smoke and dust flew at him from all sides, making his head spin. They had to wait for a long time before they could find a gap to run through. Velu kept hesitating, and the girl finally dragged him into the other side. What do you think you are doing? Grazing cows. If you stand around in the middle of the road like that, you will be chutney. Chutney means excused. You will be excused by the vehicle. That is chutney. So Velu's heart was still beating fast. He looked back at Central Station and the traffic speeding by. How had they managed to come through that? They walked along the sides of the road under some. This was the next part 2, first page. Let's see the explanation now. Finally, at last, Velu caught up and he reached the girl as she was leaving the station. Before leaving the station, Velu caught the girl and he reached the girl. The two came on the road. So after Velu reached the girl, they started to cross they're waiting for the road to cross to the another side. Velu was frightened by the heavy traffic on the road. So the road was completely filled with vehicles and it was heavy traffic on the road. Smoke and dust flew at him from all sides, making his head spin. That means giving headache. Head spin means giving headache. The girl helped him to cross the road with her. So at last the girl just hold Velu's hand and she pulled his hand to cross the road and she helped. They both reached the next side of the road, another side of the road. They walked along the road under some huge signboards. Here, signboard means a board that displays a name or a logo of a business or a product. That is called, for example, our flux board, advertisement board. You can say. Velu looked up at the pictures. So there on the signboards, he could see some bunions, car tires, pens, and a woman holding a box. The writing was all in English, so he didn't know what it meant. The girl turned on the wide bridge and walked up. Velu stopped and peeped over the railing. Under him, the road ran into the city. In the distance, he could see huge buildings and towers and more roads. See that big building with the wall around it. If you are not careful, you will soon be counting bars there. The girl grinned and pointed at a huge building. Velu squinted and read the Tamil sign. It is Central Jail. Why? He haven't done anything wrong. So here Velu is questioning that I haven't done anything wrong. You don't have to do anything. Just don't get caught, that's all. What does she mean? Velu wondered. Meanwhile, the girl was already heading down the bridge with the sack on her shoulder. What was it? What was in it? He had seen her putting plastic cups into it at the station. What are you carrying in that bag? What are you carrying in that bag? Things, bottles, papers. Velu wondered what she was doing with them, but he felt shy to ask any more questions. It was still morning, but the sun blasted down on the tar here, the road that was made up of tar, and Velu's bare feet burnt. It was not like walking on a mud road. He was soaked with wet. He tried hard to walk into the shadow and keep up with the girl at the same time. She walked really fast. How far away was the food? He asked. After almost an hour of walking, they stopped in front of a big building. Sri Rajarajeshwari Prasanna Kalyana Mandabam. So it was a Kalyana Mandabam. Its name was Sri Rajarajeshwari Prasanna Kalyana Mandabam. Read Velu slowly. A sign with letters made up of flowers said groom J.Y. Vinayagan, bride Rani. Velu started at the big cars parked. Velu stared at the big cars parked. Stared outside. One of the cars had a flower garland and roses taped onto it. The girl looked around, pulled on off quickly, and stuck it in her hair. Come on, she said. Are we going to eat here? Asked Velu, looking at the huge hall and the people inside. This was the part 2. Let's see the explanation now. As they were walking across the road, they could see some signboards with some advertisements of bunions, car tires, and with pens, and a woman carrying a box, and it was written in English, but he couldn't understand it, so he moved away from that place. And now here it was still morning, but Velu's bare feet burned as the sun blast down on the tar. So here, as Velu, he don't have slipper on his foot. He was in bare feet. Bare means not covered. And the sun also blasting down on the tar. Tar means it's a thick, dark liquid used to make roads. And he was soaked. Soaked means extremely wet with the sweat. So he was soaked with his sweat, and he was thinking about the food after about an hour walk. So they walked for an hour and they were searching for the food. They stopped in front of a big building. The sign on the building read is what as Sri Rajarajeshwari Prasanna Kalyana Mandabam. It was the name of the building, and it was a marriage ceremony is going on. Velu looked at the huge hall and the crowds of people inside the mandabam. He just asked the girl if they were going to eat there. Velu is asking the girl. Let's see the continuation of the second part. Hopes, said the girl, shaking her thumb under his nose. She led him behind the hall. There was a big garbage bin overflowing with rubbish. 2 goats were standing on the pile, fighting for a banana leaf. A cloud of flies buzzed around their legs. There was a rotten smell in the air. The girl picked up a squashy banana and held it out to Velu. What does it mean by squashy? Crushed. Here's your food. Velu was shocked. Are we going to eat their leftovers? Leftovers means remaining, uneaten food. Gee, what do you think I am? A dog? I only take untouched food. Here's some more. Catch. She threw him a vada. Velu looked at it with distaste. Come on, hero, eat it. You think I like it? I told you I'll find you something to eat. Don't think I have money to buy food for you. You did better eat what you get until you have your own money. Velu hesitated, but his stomach accused him again. He gulped down the banana and vada. His stomach felt better immediately. He could have eaten at least 10 times more, but the girl could find only one more banana which she ate herself. Stomach excused him. Stomach excused him. What does it mean? He was very hungry. His stomach, which was empty and twists and pained, gulped down. What does make gulp down? Swallowed quickly without chewing. Suddenly, he swallowed the banana and vada without chewing it. Let's see the explanation now. Two goats were standing on the pile, fighting for a banana leaf. The girl picked up a squashy banana. Squashy means crushed. And offered it to Velu to eat. Velu was shocked. He asked if they were going to eat the leftovers. Leftover means the remainings of the food that was not eaten by the person. The girl disagreed. She said that she ate only untouched food that was not eaten by anybody. She threw him a vada. Velu looked at it with distaste. Distaste means with the hesitation. However, he was so hungry to refuse or any food. So he couldn't refuse the food because he was so hungry. So he ate the banana as well the vada. The girl could find only one more banana which she ate herself. Let's see the continuation of the same part 2. It's too early. They have only eaten tiffin. If you are still hungry, you will have to wait for them to finish lunch. You can wait if you want. I have to work. I'm going. She picked up a couple of bottles from the heap and threw it into her sack. Then she walked off. Velu panicked. He realized that if the girl left him, he had no idea where he was and what to do. It was better to stick to her. She seemed to know her way around. He ran after her again. Hey, he called. He did not even know the girl's name. Hey, what is your name? He asked, hurrying behind her. She stopped and turned around. Oh, so you have been following me around without even knowing my name? Jaya. She is telling her name Jaya. I'm not following you. What then? Who got you food? Can I come with you? Where are you going? Come if you want. This bag is full. I have to go home to get another one. So up to this, the second part was over. Let's continue the third part. Let's start with the summary. There is a row of huts near some dirty puddles. Outside one of the huts, Jaya dumped her sack. Grateful to his friend, Velu thinks of the days ahead. Jaya and Velu walked along the road for an hour until they came to a bridge across a dirty trickle of water. We were in Triplicane now. See, that's Buckingham Canal, said Jaya. Tiffin means snack. not a proper meal. Panicked means was very worried. The girl's work. She picked up a couple of bottles from the heap. Heap means a group of things placed one over another and threw it into her sack. She said that she had to go do her work. She has to do her work. Seeing her going, Velu panicked, was very worried. He followed her again. Then he asked her name. The girl told her name as Jaya. Velu asked to come with her. She agreed. She said that she had to go home to replace a full sack with the empty one. Let's see the continuation of the third part. Velu stared. Is this was a canal? Near some puddles of water was a row of a strangest hut he had ever seen. They were built out of all sorts of things like metal sheets, tires, bricks, wood, and even plastics. They stood crookedly. Crookedly means not straight, and looked as if they could fall at any moment. Is this where you live? These houses are strange, said Velu. In our village, the houses were made up of mud and palm leaves. Jaya went around to one of the huts and dumped her sack outside. Then she picked up an empty one. Let's go. She turned to Velu and gave him a shave. At least help me now. Here, wear these and come with me. She threw him a pair of old shoes without laces and pushed a sack and a stick into his hands. Velu was confused. What work did she want him to do with these things? The only work he had ever done was on the landowner's farm, weeding and taking cows out to graze. Are there any farms in the city? He asked Jaya. Show means push. Weeding means working in the field removing grasses. Weeding. Meaning for the word weeding, working in the field, removing grasses. That is digging. Or digging we can say. Taking cows out of grass. Grass means taking the cattle for field to give some food. Let's see the explanation. So here Jaya is taking Velu to her house. Jaya and Velu walked along the roads for half an hour. They came to the bridge across the dirty trickle. Trickle means a small flow of water. Jaya called it Buckingham Canal. So just it was a small flow of liquid water, but she is telling that it's a canal, Buckingham Canal. Near some puddles. Puddles means a small pool of water is there. There was a row of huts nearby it. All the huts were made up of all sorts of things like metal, sheets, tires, bricks, wood, and even plastics. They stood crookedly. Crookedly means not straight, because as it is built by metal sheets, tires, and bricks, wood, and plastic, it looks unsteady. It is not straight. The houses and the huts are not straight and looked as if they could fall at any moment. So it was the building and the hut was very weak to see. To Velu, these huts looked strange because in his village the houses were made up of mud and palm leaves. She dumped the filled sack and she picked up an empty one. She gave Velu a pair of old shoes without lace. She handed him a sack and also a stick. Velu was confused. Then Jaya explained that she was a rag picker. Rag picker means a person who collects and sells the unwanted waste things. That is the rubbish. Rubbish is called rag picker. Unwanted waste picker is called rag picker. This was the only work she could give to Velu if he wanted any. Children like her collected papers, plastics, and glass, etc. Then they sell them to Jaggu of Jam Bazaar. Let's see the continuation of the third part. She laughed and thumped her stick on the ground. Farms. There are no farms here. We are rag pickers. Rag pickers? See my sack, full of things I collected. Collected? From where? Asked Velu. From rubbish bins. Where else? You collect rubbish? Velu had never heard of such a thing. Hey, blockhead. It's not any rubbish, only papers, plastic, glass, such things. We sell it to Jam Bazaar Jaggu. Velu was puzzled. He heard of people throwing away rubbish, but why would anyone want to buy rubbish? Who's Jam Bazaar Jaggu? Why is buying all these things? You think he buys it for show, but he sells it to a factory. Come on, don't have time. I don't have time to waste like you. Velu did not move. He hadn't run away and come to this new place to dig through garbage bins. Jaya poked at him with her stick. Look here, she shouted. If someone gets there before us, we don't get anything. Don't just stand there, posing. Big hero. I am trying to help you. Who filled your stomach today? Velu scratched his head and shied. I'll do it for now, he thought, until I find a better job. By Geeta Wolf, Anushka Ravishankar, or Jitsen, taken from the book From Trash, all about on rag picker children and recycling. Let's look at the vocabularies again. Pulled in means arrived. Wobbly means unsteady, terrible, causing great fear, sorrow, or discomfort. Exhauster means tired. Stuffing means filling. Stare, look fixedly. Glumly, sadly. Mutter, speak in low voice. Grimace, twisted expression on the face. These are the glossaries from the story. This was the all over message of the story, that running away from home will lead to many unexpected experience, like our Velu, that he met a terrific experience and he started to pick some rags. To know that they have to do many undesirable works after running away from their homes. So they should think of it first. If they ran away from the home, definitely they have to face so many undesirable condition, unexpected experience they have to face difficult, tough times they have to face in their life. To be aware of the world and its bitter experiences also for our value. So these are the problems of child laborer, and these are the problems that the children are facing after they ran away from their home and they'll become a child laborer at last. That's all from the story Children at Work.